Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to break down Guardian's Unlock event. That's actually going to be pretty shortly here. We're going to be assessing how free-to-play friendly this event's ultimately going to be and what you will need to be doing in order to prepare and make sure that you guarantee the unlock. So having said that, guys, without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, his event is called the On Guard for Thee. So as you can see, I've noted this in the past data mines as well, but you can see to actually score points for his event specifically, you need to earn these Amcan orb fragments from arena rewards, in addition to actually battling in Cosmic Crucible. There's also going to be the secure pickup truck keys and dog tags associated, as we've seen with these past events with that funnel into the monthly. So something we definitely need to be mindful of when we're analyzing and seeing what specific targets we're going to be needing to hit for the milestones. Now, with each and every one of these main milestones, there's also a web milestone that's tied back. These web milestones are specifically located on the marvelstrikeforce.com website. You need to log in and then actually click on the milestones component, and that's where you'll see this milestone. Now, typically in the past events of what we've seen, these web milestones actually make up more than half of the total points that you'll be needing. And I'm pleased to say, guys, this is going to hold true for this web milestone as well. So you need to make sure you guys are getting access to the website and able to partake in this web component, because as you'll see later on in the breakdown, it's going to be making up a juicy amount of points in order to guarantee your unlock here of Guardian, especially if you don't have any shards and you haven't used any power cores for shards like myself. You may need to actually get earn 95 plus shards over the span of the 7 days, which this event is going to be ongoing for. So before we dive into the math and show you guys what the targets are going to be, let's first take a look quickly here at the web milestone, because it's simple, it's easy to understand. There's actually 38,200 points in total here that's going to be added back to the On Guard for Thee. So remember, just put that number somewhere because we're going to be needing it later on to do the math. But 38,200 points is quite a bit, guys. And to the far right, it also does include the Amcan orb fragments, and I believe that's going to be close to, 15,000, which is 7.5 orbs. So this milestone is really, really important to make sure that you guys complete, because it's going to be making up a component of not just the shards for Guardian, but as well adding a significant boost to the On Guard for Thee event. I also want to point out the only way you can score in this event is actually the spending of the X marks the spot energy. That's the showcase event that's live right now in game, guys. And as you can see, the conversion is 3 per. So if there's 10,000 points here, the math works out to be relatively about 100 cores per day that you'll be getting the additional energy that you need to be using, assuming you're spending all of the X marks the spot energy per day. If you're not spending it per day and you're finding that you're missing those gaps of time, maybe you haven't had a chance to log in, you might need to core 150 cores, but not too often though. Typically, on average, you should be able to do the 100 cores per day for the 7 days, and that's going to give you more than enough energy to actually hit this milestone, fully completed, and give you access to the 38,200 points, plus, obviously, those 7.5 orbs that you'll be getting on the side, which is going to give you more Guardian shards. So, really easy web milestone, guys. Let's now put that to the side here and take a look at the main milestone, which is the On Guard for Thee. So with this event specifically, again, we want to be very, very mindful of what we want to be aiming for in this event, right? There's actually a lot of Guardian shards included in this event. So this can be important. There's dog tags, as you can see in the orange font color, because this funnels back into the monthly event. So again, something we need to be watching for. And then located in the white color here is actually the pickup truck keys. That's going to be adding, I believe, about 50,000 points back to the monthly. So a really, really sizable bonus. And what I actually want to point out too is after beyond that, there's actually a couple milestones later, there's even another additional 20 Guardian shards there. So in total, guys, this milestone right here, if you're just strictly looking at the milestone, there's actually 85 shards of Guardian that's available completely free to play, so as long as you're doing this correctly and playing it correctly. Outside of the 85 shards of Guardian, following that, anything down here is what I typically classify as whale stone, dolphin stones. You likely have to spend in some way, shape, or form to actually hit these, so I typically exclude that. I think the last final here of the 20 Guardian shards located at milestone 14, 66,000 points. It's a very reasonable mark. It's reasonable, and actually, if you can go further beyond that, you might even be able to hit the 90 to 100,000 region, depending on how high you honestly rank in your arena, right? Obviously, if you have higher in arena and you're going to be doing some more the higher scored ranks, and you may be able to touch that. But for the purpose of this, guys, it's free to play. So we're going to be taking a look at what's going to be feasible for the general majority of the public. I also want to point out the only thing that you can be utilizing to score for this is going to be battling in Cosmic Crucible. As you can see, this is also ongoing. There's going to be about 22,500 points tied back to this. And then other than that, the Amcan orb fragments are strictly coming from Arena, and then the web milestone, which we touched on earlier, being 38,200. So guys, putting all this information together, what does this look like now in terms of what you need to be doing, especially for free-to-play folks? Here you go. What I've done is I've broken down each of the different arena ranks. I like having this segregation because it gives you a different range of the audience depending on, you know, where you guys are currently ranking right now watching this video. But I also want to point out a couple of things too. As you can see, even if you're in the top 50 to 100 rank in arena, you're relatively going to be getting 21,000 points over the span of the 7 days, assuming that the points conversion is similar to the last arena event that we had. I'm using the same numbers, which is 3,000 points per day for the 7 days. And then if you're ranked 101 to 250, you're going to be getting close to 17,500. And finally, if you're in that top 1,500 region, you're going to be getting close to 12,000 points. So honestly, the point differential is actually not that crazy. It's not as bad as we think. We have the 22,500 coming from Crucible. And again, guys, this is why I highlighted it to your attention earlier, which is the 38,200 points coming from the web milestone in purple. The reason it's in purple is because this is what you're going to be getting if you spend 100 cores per day. That's 700 cores over the span of the 7 days, assuming you guys are using all your energy for the 7 days. And guys, it's pretty good value. As you can see, it makes up more than half of the points that you'll be needing. Putting this all together in layman's terms now, if you're in the top 50 to 100 ranking, you're going to be ending up around 81,700 points. This translates to about 18 plus orbs as well for chances of more Guardian shards. If you're ranked 101 to 250, you're going to be close to 78,200 points, which is still north of 16 orbs. And then finally, if you're in the top 500 to 1500 ranking, you're going to be getting close to 72,950 points and still getting 13 plus orbs, guys. And remember, all of this is actually hitting the milestone points that we targeted and pointed out earlier, which is at milestone 12, you're getting 41,000 points for the truck keys in addition to 65 shards of Guardian. Milestone 14, 66,000 points, only 66,000 points. You're going to be getting that extra 20 Guardian shards. So right away, guys, we're getting a bare minimum from this event of 85 shards from Guardian, plus bare minimum of at least 10 plus orbs. So everyone's going to be able to unlock Guardian with no issues whatsoever. It then remains a question to be seen here of how much do you want to participate for this event, because the more you can participate for the spending of X marks the spot, you're going to be getting more chances here for the web milestone, which pushes you higher obviously here for the points as well as the leaderboard. Now, having said that, if you guys are conservative and you just want to hit the milestone 14 mark, then yeah, you don't actually need to spend the 100 cores per day, guys. You may not need the 38,200 points and may just sit comfortable in an arena ranking. But either way, this is actually one of the easiest events we have seen to date. Super easy to see how accessible the 85 shards of Guardian is to our access. And as well, again, we don't know what the shard payout is going to be per orb, but even if it's 2 or 3 shards of Guardian per orb, I mean, that's at least another 20 to 30 shards of Guardian, and then plus minus the RNG, right? So super easy event, guys. If you're following this game plan, this is a guaranteed unlock for Guardian. Just make sure you guys are doing your due diligence, such as spending the X marks the spot energy. As you can see, it makes up a sizable amount of points here. In addition, even if you're not a fan of Crucible, throw your characters in there for the attacks. Even if they fail, make sure they register the defeat and you're not backing out of the battle. If you're registering a defeat or win, you're going to be getting points naturally. Super easy. And then arena, honestly guys, you may not even need to participate in arena based on the map that we're seeing right now, because Crucible and web is good enough to actually hit the majority of these milestones. Hope this helps you guys out in preparing. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.